Hello and welcome. You're still muted. There you go.
Hello.
Hello. Do you like the intro?
I do. I like that little picture of evolution.
I know. I couldn't resist not putting that in. I thought I had to put the selfie in of us two as well. And all the others. One of them is my old boss licking a rainy window.
Licking a rainy window.
Yeah. And then
Window
people, yeah, and then people just sent loads in. There's loads on there that I couldn't. There's loads that I couldn't use, but I'm going to be making like 2 or 3 different ones. So this will do for the first.
I've got a couple of funny ones that I could send over. I think when like thinking about it, I've not sent some funny ones over, so I will.
Well, what I did, I asked people for the faces for the intro, and I got like 2 responses, and then I just put that other message up saying, "Well, if no one's going to bother, I'm just going to steal them anyway. That's what they're on Facebook for." And took them. I'd made the video, right? Other than 2, I was umming and ahhing about 2 different ones to use. And the ones that I'd used, people were then messaging me saying, "You can use mine if you want." I thought, well, I'd done it. It's already in there.
Any profile.
Already stole. Face dipping.
That's funny.
Call it face dipping.
Face dipping. I'd have gone right back to like 2008.
I did go back
good ones
on a few of them, but I didn't want people falling out with me, so didn't.
No, why not?
Oh yeah, there is that.
Responded to you then, shouldn't they?
Yeah, but no, it was a good response, so it's all good. Right, so this is exactly 60 minutes. There's a bit of a twist as we get to the end. There's no break, straight through, unless something blows up, and that's it. Talking about everything that is not paranormal. So ignore all this stuff behind me. None of that exists at the moment. Except the oil burner.
Yeah.
That's it.
I haven't got anything exciting behind me. So
oh, right. So we're gonna talk about you need to get the wording spot on for this. Acquiring items legally. Yeah. So I don't mean like walking past the bin and taking something out because it catches your eye. Not that it'll be the first time, but just like seeing something and think, oh, fancy that. I'll get it. It happens. I don't know which one to start off with. It's a bit.
Got a couple of stories.
Yeah. So there's one. I was driving through Oxford a few years back now, and there's I'm not gonna say too much because I don't want on the door, right? And there was a hat in the road, just a hat, baseball cap, but it was one with it was hardened inside. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it had writing on it, just one word, and thought, oh, I could do that. And it was like, but I didn't realize what at first because it's like there's building on either side of the road, so nothing coming. I think it's during lockdown, and I pulled up, got out, picked this hat up. No one about, no construction workers about, and I thought, oh, no cars. I looked at it, I thought, I'm having that. And put it on me.
You know?
Yeah, there's nobody about. It's like it just come out of nowhere. Anyway,
yeah.
So went to the job, did that. A bit later, coming back, the sat nav brought me back the same way. Driving down, I thought, shit. That particular person of that particular criteria was pulled up in the road, running around looking for this particular item. And I'm like, I don't know nothing about it and get going.
Well, they wouldn't know that you know anything anyway.
But it wasn't my fault. it was my fault that it was there, and I thought I'll have that. But I didn't know.
And if you hadn't have gone back that way, you would never have known. So I would just pretend that I never went that way.
How would you lose something like that?
In the middle of the road.
Yeah.
When he was obviously driving,
And
unless there was like a big gust of wind when he was driving and he had his windows down. But,
and someone had a hook and pulled it off his head.
Yeah. And surely he'd just stop in the road immediately and go back and get it. But not like later.
Before, I didn't just take it. I had a look round to see if there's anybody else about. And there wasn't. So I didn't actually touch it. It just like levitated on its own and floated into the passenger seat.
He just opens the door and went, "Go on
then." Yeah. So that was that.
Funny. Yeah. Oh. I mean, we found a pair of Doc Martens once when we were throwing some rubbish out, just a pair of brand new Doc Martens on the top of the bin. Like, I know it's another bin. It was like a tip. Do you remember that video I sent you?
Oh, yeah.
With the table that was upside down, that big skip thing. As we went to chuck our rubbish in from the caravan in there, we saw a couple of like brand new Doc Martens on the top. So we acquired them.
Yeah, that's the thing. If someone's going to put them there, there's no one. If that hat had been left there and it was in arm's reach of whoever, then that's a different story. That's theft.
Yeah.
But there's no one about for minutes, seconds, but minutes.
You would take it. I'd do the same. If it's there in public with no owner.
And it wasn't even like in a residential area. It's all fields where new development going on during lockdown. So there's nothing going on. And there's literally no cars on the road then. I didn't even, for me, stopping there to do my job to come back, I seen 2 cars. And that was including the owner of the hat, possible owner of the hat. But he didn't wave me down and ask me, did he see it? So,
no.
And it was a while ago. I don't have it anymore. I don't know what happened to it.
It went back. It was like, it must have been summoned back by its owner.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. No idea, but that was that.
I've had I found a couple of this is when I was on investigations, and I found a couple of like random bits of equipment like torches. I found a torch once with a paranormal team's label on it.
Ooh.
But get this though, it was hidden under something, and it was only because I was checking for my own stuff before I left that I found it. And I was like, oh my God, this is like a massive, bright, big sort of floodlight torch thing. It wasn't huge, but it was like a really big, bright light. And I couldn't find the paranormal team online anywhere. Tried to search them to say, do you know you've left this?
Maybe.
Nothing.
I know we're not talking paranormal. Maybe there's abducted and it just dropped.
Maybe, yeah. So I took the torch. I took it back. I had a full intention because it was a good torch and it had the team on it. I was like, I'll just message them and say I found it.
Yeah.
But couldn't find them anywhere. So unless they've changed the name or they're not together, and I was like, I'm having that.
That might have been a weapon that was used to get rid of the last member. Got your DNA in it now.
I won't say what the paranormal team is because there'll probably be
Go on.
Like, that's mine.
Go on.
No, I'm not dead. I dead.
Yeah. But then there's a company I worked for in Manchester not long before I moved down here. I'm not going to say too much about this. I'm going to keep it as what's the word? As far from the truth as possible. And we used to go around to companies and that, and sounds stupid, but we'd destroy stuff on site. That's all I can say. And we'd go to different types of places.
Yeah.
And there's one particular type of company that we go to, and it was stuff that was going back. No, stuff that never got shipped out,
Mm-hmm.
but couldn't be sent back to the owner.
Yeah.
So that was getting destroyed as well.
Oh my God.
And it was pretty much, if you say anything you like, you can have it. That was their rules.
Yeah. Like working in a charity shop.
Yeah, it wasn't anything. Didn't get anything exciting. I think the best thing I got was a computer mouse. But there's a particular person who lived in a certain area who had a garage, and he had, the upright storage pallets.
Yeah.
It was like an Aladdin's cave.
What's it?
This is going back like over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
There was most of it was probably tack and what have you, but you'd find all sorts in there.
Yeah.
And weird
Sounds
stuff.
like a dream. I'd love to go around a hoarder's house. Like, say, do you know what I'd love to do? If there was like, say, if there was ever a job, I'm sure there is, for like someone who's got no family, who's a bit of a hoarder, and when they've passed away, you go in and you clear it all out, send it to charity, to the tip, whatever. I'd love to do that job.
Would you?
Feel like Aladdin's cave as well, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah.
It'd be like having a look through all that. But do you know, have you ever had anything? I've had a couple of things that have been delivered to my address. One of them had my name on it, but I didn't order it, so I don't know where that came from, but I had it anyway. And then another one arrived with someone's name on it that was my house number, but with a house name above it as well. So it was my full address, but someone else's name and a house name as well as the number of my house. Yeah. And I was like, oh, so the first one that had my name on it, but I didn't order it. It was, I've still got it now, actually. I haven't used it at all. I'm waiting for the move out. I've had it ages, though. It was a big king-size duvet, Silent Night king-size duvet, and 2 pillows.
Yeah.
Didn't order it at all, but it had my name on it and my address.
Right.
And I was like, I don't remember where this came from. But I was like, do
you know what? Had a few can't remember.
No. I had no reason to order it, and it had my name on the package. And I was like, there's no way. I haven't ordered this. I don't know what this is from. But we kept it anyway. But I thought it's got nothing on. Even the invoice slip was my name, my number, my email, everything. Had you
ordered anything from that company before?
Well, I can't remember. It was about 2 years ago, but I've still got it unopened, the duvet. I ain't got a king size bed, so I was like, I'll wait till I get a bigger bed. I know, full of money. I've been sat on money or something. But I thought, have I ordered something? I don't know if I was waiting on something at the time, and they maybe sent me the wrong package.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if I was waiting on anything or not. All I remember is getting this big duvet set and pillows, and I kept it. And then the second thing that had someone else's name on, it was when I first moved onto this estate. I'd probably been here about a year, so it's about 6 years ago. And it had someone else's name on it, but it had the house name, but then my address and my normal house number and everything. And could I, for the life of me, find out this person and who they were? And it was a box of Clarins products, like a full box of facial moisturizer, makeup remover, toner, and it's expensive. And we had a Facebook group for the estate, and it wasn't huge. And I put it out there, and I was like, "Is this anybody's?" And couldn't find it at all. I knocked on the doors around, thinking it's got to be someone who is in this area. Nothing, no one. Don't know who this person was, but I even contacted Clarins, who had sent it, and said, "This isn't mine."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Just keep hold of it then." So I did.
So I've had that because where I live, as you come out of one street into the next, you don't know what street you're in. Unless you know the house where you live, you've not got a clue.
Yeah.
Because I live in the lower numbers, like the single numbers, but then to the left, it's the 60s, in the 60s.
Oh,
So
yeah,
they're
yeah,
not
yeah.
even in it. So it goes round in a massive, massive loop like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I struggle with that at work.
Yeah.
You've got like number 174 on this side and then number 3.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. It does my head in. But we've had it where they've delivered stuff, postmen,
Mm-hmm.
and I always try and take it back to whoever it is. And if they're not in, I'll leave a note on the door, say if it doesn't fit through their door, or whatever. I've left a note saying it's at, and then the address and the phone number. And I've had it where not just here, but other places, and they've never contacted you.
No.
So I'll give it like 2 weeks in case we're on holiday. Then nothing after that. There's no return address for where it's from. So we ended up with some woman's NHS ID badge. We ended up managed to find out who it was, but it was in the house for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, don't know what it's like.
No,
How can someone lose something like that though? Like, not lose it, but like, I mean, I suppose they just get it replaced if they say I haven't had it.
Yeah. Ooh. There you go. 75 grand.
Really?
Almost. I was in a bank when it got robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was only about 7.
How did they
It
rob the bank?
wasn't all fancy. Yeah, have guns or anything. So I was
Not
at
like
a
in
bank.
the movies.
No, nothing like that. Not even a Z movie. So I was in the bank with my mum. Don't know why I wasn't in school, but for whatever reason. And my mum's brother, my uncle, he used to work nights. So back in the 80s, a lot of people used to get paid by check. So, because my mum used to look after my granddad, she'd go and pay the check in for my uncle in the bank because he worked. Like I said, he worked nights, so obviously his routines are messed up. So we're in the bank, and Joey used to have the little tables and chairs like school desks sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think they have them anymore. And we sat waiting there. My mum was the next one to be called through. And there's a bloke stood at the window, like at the tiller, and there's a guy stood at the side of us. And this bloke at the window shouted this guy's name, and they both ran. He put his hand through the glass, grabbed the SEM bag, the money bags, grabbed that and ran. And I think it was 125 grand.
Wow.
It is on the police station is literally over the road. You can walk it in 30 seconds, right? I said it took him. We had to wait to like witnesses. When you say you want to go home, you don't care.
Yeah. You know, bothered. Now I'd be like, oh,
15 minutes. Oh,
that's
I'd probably emigrated by now. 15 minutes.
It took him.
They could have walked it in 30 seconds. It took him 15 minutes to get to the police station. It was on the news, and we went on the news, and
it took him that long. There should be something where I think there is obviously like, when you get those robbers that they steal something and something that explodes with ink or whatever.
Oh, this was before all that.
It should have had. I mean, talking a while ago, aren't we? But like, no, we. No, I think they should have little sprayers on the doors, so that as soon as there's a bank robbery, just let them go. But just like the door, just pulls down with.
When they realised the shutter came down, but it didn't like come down there quick. It's like you're like outside the shop where you turn the key. You could walk under it 10 times before it gets near your head.
There should be an emergency.
Even at that age, I'm thinking, this is so slow. What is going on?
That's awful, isn't it?
I know.
I bet it's no better now. But people probably still could get away with robbing a bank now.
Oh, well, and then there's a post office van got robbed in Chadderton, just off Broadway. So this is in the 90s. So a company that I worked for in Bolton was delivering to this shop, and I had to park around the corner because it was really crap parking.
Yeah.
So as I'm walking around with the delivery, there's a post office van parked up. The back doors are open, and there's an old guy there. But just before that, some bloke come bombing it past me as fast as he could. He grabbed 2 bags. Same thing. Is that just was like some out of a cartoon? 2 bags of money. I walked past, did the delivery because I weren't paying attention to what was going on. Coming back, the police were turning up. I was in there like 5 minutes, and there's all money and everything blowing about at the back of this post office van. I thought, fucking could have had some of that. No one would have known. There's no one about.
No, it's like
that's why I'm here now.
Like Simon with that 75 grand, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like just as you're walking past the bag on the floor, you'd be like, well, I won't take the whole bag, but I'll just take a little.
I've never stolen anything. Never robbed anything.
No.
Never stole anything from a shop. Nothing. Not even a penny sweet.
No, not intentionally. I haven't.
So what have you acquired legally then?
Well, no. When I was like when the kids were little and I had the pram and I used to put my shopping on all over the pram.
Yeah.
I have accidentally acquired items over the years that way.
I think everyone's done that.
Without realising. I get home and I'm like, oh shit, there's that fillet steak. I'm joking.
Oh, there's that.
No, I'm joking.
TV.
No. Oh yeah, look at that. Whoops.
Yeah.
No. Genuinely, like I get back and I'll be like, oh gosh, forgot to pay for my baby milk, or like I've got because I put like the milk underneath, or forgot to pay for like your ham or something.
Yeah.
But little things that I haven't intended. I walked out of the shop once with something over my arm without realising that it was still over my arm.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't until I got into another shop. I did this. I went back, but I could have easily walked away. I hooked a t-shirt over my arm as I was walking around, and I had bags hung on my hand as well. I just walked out the shop and into another. And it was when I went into this other shop and I thought, oh, what's this on my arm? And it was a random t-shirt with a different hook on it. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, what Simon's put, he was paid 65 hours overtime. Actually, I forgot to mention. Something similar, they paid me double wages 1 month. And I phoned HR and asked them about it. They said, we'll get back to you. Didn't hear anything.
No.
So I thought, well, I'm not chasing this one up. And nothing was ever mentioned.
No, good. I have a very similar story with wages as well. You wouldn't know, would you? Because it's their error to know.
No, but I genuinely got in contact
with
HR because they were the other side of the country. I knew it was something to do with payroll. And they're like, yeah, we'll get back to you in the next couple of days. There's been a couple of issues, but nothing ever came of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You there's nothing else you could do after that, though, is there? I mean, I once was getting paid more than my hourly agreed rate in an old job, and I knew it. I clocked on after a while, and I was like, "Oh, actually, I'm getting more than I thought I should be getting on my hourly rate." I didn't say anything, but then when they realised, I kind of used it to my advantage because I'd been there nearly a year, and I was like, I'm used to this salary now. Like, I'm not having you drop me. Honestly, I was like, look, I can't do it. I was like, you can't. I said, it's been like a year. You can't drop me back to where I should be, because then I'm not going to be able to work there. I was like, I can't do it. I said, but I used it to my advantage anyway. They carried on paying me this extra rate. But then everyone else was annoyed when they found out, because then they were like, she's had this pay rise, and how long has she been getting that? And then they started clawing the money back from me. So we made a payment plan that I'd stay on the this heightened, but they only took one payment, nothing after that. And they didn't carry on taking what I owed. And I don't know if somebody somewhere was like, I don't know what the loophole was, but
they probably lost their job.
Probably, yeah. But
have you ever got a free meal? And this is legit. This is really, really weird.
Go on.
So we'd gone out, wasn't that long ago, and was going for something to eat, and we thought we'll go somewhere different, go out of town, go to a nice little pub.
Yeah.
It was a nice day, sunny. Maybe sit in the garden or like find one with like conservatory or something. And do you know when you just get that feeling that as soon as I walked in, I just thought, we're okay for this meal. And it weren't Weatherspoons or
You
anything
just
like
know.
that. It was a nice posh pub, right? Nice country pub. And we gone in. There weren't many people about. So I gone, ordered drinks, and there's two women at the bar, right? Older, should say. I'd say like 40 plus. And I said, like, I'll pay for the drinks now, and then I'm going to order food. She went, well, why don't you open a tab? I'm like, okay, do you want my card? She went, no, we don't need your card. And it just didn't seem right. I'm like, right, okay.
Was it a case of, why don't you open a tab?
Well,
was it like them saying?
It was like that, but not as more discreet than that. So it's like, why don't you open a tab? I'm like, okay. So I said, right, I'll get the drinks, I'll take them to the table, I'll come back. I went, is it table or bar service? He went, oh, you got to come back here and order the food. Right. So I went back and was ordering the food, and just conversation. They went, oh, well, we're finishing at 6 anyway. So if your food comes after that, and then they said something, it didn't make sense. I'm like, this is so weird. And at that point, it's like, I'm not going to be paying for any of this. I don't understand what's going on. I spoke to Beck about it and told her, like, no, you just like, reading too much into it. I'm like, no, honestly, if you'd have been stood outside the bar with me, you'd got the same vibe. Anyway, so told her, and told her what woman said, she said, well, why would they say they're finishing at 6? Because knowing that food wasn't going to get delivered till about 5 to 6, we're not going to finish eating that till about 1:15. Then drinks afterwards. We're not going to be leaving till like 6:30, 6:45. Yeah. So like, I'm like, what do you want to do? So we finished. We're like, should we just do a run on all that messing about? Because there's other people in, but none of them were there from when we first got in the pub.
No.
So I thought, no, I'm going to pay. So I went to the bar, and I'm stood at the bar like a knobhead for about 10 minutes. And these other people ordering drinks. I'm like, I'm waiting to pay for the food. Yep, just 1 minute. I got one person said just 1 minute, and the other two people ignored us like we weren't even there. So I said to Beck, right, I'm giving it 2 more minutes. If no one asks us, I'm just going to walk out, and if they come running after us, then I'll explain, and if I need to pay, I'll pay. We walked out, got in the car, sat in the car a couple of minutes. No one come out. Like, right, I'm going to drive off. If we see blue lights, we've got our story. It's all legit.
You tried.
And yeah, didn't pay. We have like 2 drinks each, big meal and sides and all that. I wonder
what happened there then.
It weren't cheap, but it was just from the moment walking in, as soon as they said, "Why don't you open a tab?" I got in my head, this is going to be free. But I didn't know.
I wonder if they were leaving. They were leaving or something, and they just didn't care.
That's what we were saying afterwards. Maybe it's their last shift or something, and they're like,
they couldn't be bothered,
FM sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to the bar, and we both went to the bar, and we stood waiting, and we just blanked, like, like on a Saturday night, and it's 10 deep at the bar, and you're trying to get served. Yeah. It's like that, but without anyone being there.
Yeah, they mustn't have either been able to be bothered to do like the food part. I don't know if that maybe they've cashed up that end or something. I don't know.
No, because it was everyone was starting to come in then to order food. Because it's just, I'm going to say it's just off the A5, yeah, and it's a well-known place. There's a few pubs in the area. Now it's put we were in a time slip. Oh, I saved nearly 40, 50 quid and all that. That's what I mean. It wasn't even cheap. It wasn't like pubs where it's 2 for a tenner. It's like their own menu and all that. Yeah.
I've had it where like I've paid in cash and they've given me more back in change than it. Like they gave me like if I've given him, I can't even think now, somewhat under a tenner, I've given him a tenner and they've given me like more back in change. I've actually made a profit.
Yeah. Oh, I've had that, and I went, "You sure this is right?" They went, yeah, that's fine. That's what it says. I'm like, right, okay, I'm not arguing anymore.
No, don't mention it at all.
But I've done it where I've gone for a meal and I've got them paid, and I've walked out and I found some money I actually found some money on the floor, and I thought, oh, it's come out of my pocket. As I put my hand in to pay, some more's come out. So I bent down, picked it up, put it in my pocket. It wasn't until I got home, I opened it up with 60 quid. It wasn't mine. And the meal only cost 35, 40. So I made 20 quid. 20, 25 quid.
That's not bad, is it?
I just bent down because I honestly, I had my hand in my pocket, I pulled the money out. It's like, I don't think he used the bank much then. And I thought, I've dropped some on the floor. Went and sat back down because I was finishing our drinks. And I seen money on the floor. I went, oh shit. Got up, went and got it because it was only me that had been stood there. And when I got home, I realised it wasn't mine. But it was like probably about 40-minute drive away. I ain't going back.
No. Do you know, I've got a story about I'm partly responsible, but also I was allowed to do it. I don't know how to. You'll know what I mean when I tell you. So when the kids were little, we went into a supermarket, just did a big shop, and as we were going through the self-serve, like you said, like baby jar foods. Yeah. And there was a deal on them all. We got like 12 for 6 quid or something. I don't know what it was. And we noticed they hadn't put the deal on the baby jars. So the woman at the self-service paused our transaction and printed off the receipt of the transaction so far, took us over to customer service to do it, to like sort it all out there and carry on the rest of our shop. And it was right next to the security guard as well. And the woman was like, oh, okay, let's sort this out then. And she literally, we hadn't paid. They suspended the transaction at that part, printed the receipt, and she rescanned it and gave us money back. Like we hadn't paid at all for any of the shop. We thought we were going over to customer service for her to amend it and finish the rest of the shop. Like at the end, we noticed they hadn't put the deal on. Anyway, she gave us money. She gave us money back as if we'd already paid, and then she was giving us the difference we were owed. And we actually said like, but we've not done it. We've not paid yet. And the woman next to the security guard just went, like,
don't,
go, go. And
oh my God.
Like, we were stood there like, we've just told her we've not paid her. She's just literally gone. Right next to the desk of the security guy near customer service is literally just gone. Like,
off you go. Yeah. 5-minute head start.
I was in a real moral dilemma because I think the security guard heard us, but I was like, do I say no?
The thing with the security guards, they work for different companies. They don't actually work for the shop. They work for an outside third-party company.
Yeah.
And they just... A lot of them do it because I know when I used to work at M&S and that. Yeah. So it's kind of down to the staff, then security, I think.
I think she genuinely thought we'd already paid, and then we were coming with our receipt to get a refund. Yeah. But we just realised at the end of the shop that it hadn't added the discount, and they suspended it, printed a receipt to carry on, to amend it at customer service. But she just she gave us the change, and I was like, "What are you doing? We haven't paid at all." So we came out like £2 better off or whatever.
I've just remembered another one of free food, right? Christmas Day night or Boxing Day, can't remember. We booked the pub's now shut. It's down here where we live, right?
Surprised.
So we'd gone in and we booked it for like 13, 14 people. Anyway, some of the people that were booked couldn't make it for whatever reason, and there ended up being 9 of us. But you had to, Joey, you got to write down on the form what what meals you want. So we did that, and they're bringing it out, and it's like, no, they were cancelled. And we told them like 2-3 days in advance what was cancelled and what we were still having. Spoke to the same person throughout, right? The manager of this pub. And he passed all the information on to the woman that was serving us. I think she was the assistant manager. And so we paid the deposit, and they brought the food out. It's like, no, that's wrong. And you could see it. It wasn't that busy, but you could see him getting stressed. And it got to the point where it's like, we've not ordered that. They went, just take it, just have it, and they brought all the food out that had been cooked. So just choose what pretty much have what's yours.
Just have what you want.
They brought some puddings out. It's like, well, no one's having puddings. That you can have them. And they come over to Becky with the deposit money, and they said something, and I said, so don't say anything, because she said, don't worry, I'm going to sort it out. You won't be paying full price, right? And she come over, give her the deposit money back, right? And we looked at each other like, right, kind of like what happened in the other one, like what's going on sort of thing. Yeah. And we'd all had the food, and we was like, right, what do we do? Do we pay? Do we go up? Do they come to us? So we sat there waiting. She goes, have you all finished? She went, yeah. She goes, right, sorry about the mess up, blah, blah, blah. Hope you enjoyed it. That's it. You can leave. It should have cost nearly 350 quid. We worked it out. Honestly. And it was like, because ours would have been probably at least a third of that, because there's like 5-6 of us, and
that's funny. It's the universe works in wonderful ways, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't our fault. That they just messed up, and was like they just got to the point where they didn't care anymore. And then it wasn't
you
that.
Do though.
And it's a nice pub. We used to enjoy going there. And when after that, it shut down.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Probably did that a lot, didn't they? But when you think about it, they probably get to the point where it costs them so much less just to do it, just to like do another meal or whatever. It doesn't even cost that much.
They'd have thrown all that away. Imagine the loss.
Exactly.
And with it being Christmas and all that. Oh.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, speaking of lawnmowers, are you ready? So, been doing the front garden because I hate it. Both hate it. It's awful. Because it's north facing. It's like a mini. If you put little plastic dinosaurs in, it wouldn't look out of place. That's how bad it was, right? So last year we put some tarpaulin down, like a thin membrane.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite tart. And we had really bad winds and storms and that. So it ripped it all up and everything started growing through. So, right, this year we get it done. So we trimmed it all down. We got some proper membrane. And we went and got 2 rows of fake grass. So we rolled them down. So we put the first one down. Yeah. And it is about 2.5 foot short from the path. But we're not bothered because we're putting stones down and tyres and painting them and all that. Yeah. So it's got like a border. And there's like a fence, a wall, and we've got rocks at the front of it because the fence was all knackered. So I just ripped that out. So it's like, oh, but it looks better with this. So put that down, rolled the second one out, kept going past the first one about 2-3 foot further. I'm like, we've been had. I go, I ain't pulling it back up now. It's got all the membrane and all the dirt and everything at the bottom. So I was right, we'll go back tomorrow. Got the receipt. We'll go back and tell them. So I took photos, went back, right? I won't say the name of the shop. So went to the first person, showed them the photos, explained, oh, you must have got an offcut or a cut end or something. That's like, don't even know what you're talking about. We got 2 rows. And I'm like, there was 2 rows left in the stand.
Yeah.
There was no others in the whole store. We got them 2. We paid for them. We took them home. And one's half of it's missing. Did you bring them back? I ain't ripping it back up and putting it back in the car.
I'm not going to do that again.
That's not happening.
They wouldn't use it again.
Headfoot, just get somebody else for you, right? So you got someone else. They come over.
Somebody else, isn't it? Yeah. So it's someone else.
Somebody else came over. Exact same conversation. Have you brought it back? No. I'm not. That was when I'd first done my back in. It was like a few days, and it's like bending down to pick it up. I could put it down and roll it out with my feet, but to bend down and pick it up wasn't happening. I'd probably still be there.
No.
So I was I've not brought it back in now. It's a mess. It'd make a mess and blah blah blah. Showing them the photos. Oh, Dan, we'll just get somebody else. Well, how many somebody else's are there? So this third person came, same conversation again. And went through it all, showing them the photos, explained what had gone on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the little huddled chat like they do. And she come back and went, just let him take another one. Right? So we got another full one. Because I'm not taking it back. Anyway, we got another full one. So when I got back, I pulled that one up and put that near where the rocks are because the garden like narrows out.
Mm-hmm.
So them two are the same size, and the one that like narrows out had to cut it like at a long triangle. Perfect. So what would have cost about 80 quid? Didn't.
No.
No.
Not bad, is it? What were they expecting? Like when they were like, "What? Just give you another roll anyway." What were they trying to do? Like, what did they want half the roll back to prove that you only had half the roll?
No, to take it back to swap it for another full roll because we pay for two full rolls. Right, you can come and get it if you want, but I'm not bringing it in. And so I managed to cut it, and fits. But that's their fault. Shouldn't have half rolls on display, selling it for a full one.
Did you not notice that it felt smaller?
No, because it's rolled up.
Roll.
So it's the width of it, say 3 foot, But this, because it was loose, it must have been loosely rolled compared to the other one. There's about the same thickness rolled up.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm just reading some of the comments. Oh, right. So people in the comments. Right. So this is going to be one of the only live ones that we're doing. And we're only doing this live because it's the first one. The others are going to be pre-recorded. So they're going to be pre-recorded on the Monday before they go out the following Monday. So we're recording our first one with a guest next Monday. And that will go out. What date are we on now? So recording on the 27th, and that'll go out on the 3rd. Then recording on the 10th, and then that'll go out on the 17th. They'll all be premiered, so you can go in the chat. But all these are also going to be going onto podcast. But it gives me a week then to do all the editing, put it all together, as well as the other channel and everything else. So
cutting out all the swearing.
No, I'm leaving all that in. It doesn't matter. But the people that we're getting on is going to be completely different than the other channel. So one of the women that's coming on, I was going to say she's called Janice. She's not, making that up.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if she was?
No, so Sheila's coming on. So Sheila is a producer writer from Texas. She's made a couple of movies, and she's wrote a movie, and they're going out in the theaters in Los Angeles in the next few months. So she's going to be coming on talking about that. Then the guest after that is a CEO and managing director of a talent company in London. Look at Sarah's face. Of a talent company in London. So she's going to be coming on talking about that. And it just gives me more time to put stuff in the description, put all the links up, because it's going to be different every week. And that's why we called it that Monday phase. Because as I said to some of you guys on the phone and the chat, that Monday phase can be anything. It's like, oh, got to get up and go to work. Or, oh, I'm off work this week. Oh, I'm going on a plane to Jamaica. Oh, I'm retiring. Oh, I've just been run over by a bus. Do you know what I mean? So there's so many different, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many different faces of a Monday, so that's why we've called it, so we can talk about anything.
Yeah, although I'm starting to think it should be called the Janice and Mandy Show.
I did actually think that.
It's quite funny, isn't it? Or the Janice and Mandy Show.
But
Janice and
keeping it all under. Only a couple of people noticed this last week. You what I noticed, Sarah, because you was out investigating.
No.
So where it is Alienate Productions and keeping that for doing all the editing and filming and all that stuff, that's going to be part of that for both channels.
Mm-hmm.
But I've bought the domain alienate.uk.
Yeah.
So that's why. So Alienate UK is all of this. So after the production, it's everything else. So Alienate is the other channel. Alienate UK is the other channel. Alienate UK, that Monday face, is this channel. And Alienate UK is when we go out investigating. It's a lot easier than saying Alienate Investigator, Alienate Productions. Just Alienate UK and the domain alienate.uk because I couldn't get the other one and I wasn't paying 700 quid for it.
Oh my gosh!
Not when I got this for £9. So
no, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah.
So, I'll be sorting the emails out on that. Oh, I found out what was wrong with my emails as well. I had so many issues. Do you know what I did?
What?
I cancelled my subscription for more storage and ran out of space. So you get 50 gigs. You get 50 gigs with.
How have you run out of that much storage on your emails? Do you actually have to pay for extra storage?
When I had my Android phone, I was paying £1.79 a month for the 200 gig, or whatever it is a month. So, and I cancelled it and forgot, and that's why I weren't getting any emails coming through. I actually Googled it to have a look, and that was the first thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I did keep getting a couple of notifications saying, empty your emails or get paid for more. And as soon as I did it, emails started coming through.
It's not like they get lost. It's not like they disappear. They just don't. They just
don't come through. So I now have 6 email addresses.
6 email addresses.
I've made a load more and I don't even know who's got what now, so I've got to keep them all.
That's funny. I had a notification saying that my memory was getting full on my phone. I've got that many photos. I've got so many photos and videos that I
Do you not pay for iCloud?
No, well, I used to, and then I stopped. But it's telling me I need to again now. I don't know how much storage I got. But whenever I try and save a photo off an app or whatever now, it tells me that I'm going to have to save it as a file because it won't save to my camera.
Oh, right. Just pay for storage. It's not even £1.50.
I know I should do. I've got 73,693.
What?
Images. I know, and
I thought I had a lot. 2,025, but most of mine.
That's all you got.
Most of mine are just edited versions of the logo and the backdrops and all that kind of stuff, and the videos. So each time I edit a video, I save it, so then I can go back and change it if I need to. So I'll have 4 or 5 videos of the same video, but all slightly different.
Do you clear yours out though when you're done?
No,
I don't. See, look at that recent. I know.
Oh my god.
73,693, and that's like I've got really long videos and things on there as well because obviously I'm filming when I'm investigating. I've got long videos on there too.
I know I don't need half of this.
I'm really bad with my emails as well. I've got 220,000. Yeah, I don't clear them out at all.
Oh my god.
I'm one of those people that has notifications all over the screen as well.
No, I clear mine.
I never clear them.
As soon as it gets to 10, gone.
No notifications everywhere.
I've got 2 on Facebook and 1 on YouTube.
Oh no,
That's it.
that's all right. That
1 on Snapchat and 2 on Instagram. It's all social media,
yeah.
and half of it I don't even bother with. So
No, I don't. I never got my head around Snapchat. I keep trying.
I used to
And
use
going
it a
on.
lot. I used to use it a lot, like 7-8 years ago,
Yeah.
and it was really good. I preferred it to Instagram. Now go on it. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
No, I've no idea. I've
May as
never got
well
my
give
head
me a
around it.
book of Latin and ask me to translate it.
It's too many. Like, I don't know if I worry with Snapchat that I'm like sharing something to the wrong part, or like there's too many. I'm thinking, is this going to go public? Whatever I'm sharing.
I was waiting for something like that.
So was I. I know. I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I really am. Do you want to see how many message notifications I've got now? 6, so it's not too bad. But I am awful for messaging. I really am. I've never been a big texter. I don't. Do you know what I do though? I read.
When it,
I read
when
the
it,
message with
you
the
read it
intention to
without opening
reply.
it. Yeah, so you can hide in the background. That's what
It
I
gets
do.
lost.
But have you noticed I send a lot of voice messages so people can't do that?
Yeah. I do. But I go
It's
on
easy
and
for me to
I
send a
always
voice
send voices.
message. I just press record. I'm on drive. I'm
Yeah.
not actually touching the phone. So
Yeah, same. I voice message as well. I don't. I prefer voice messaging.
unless
But
unless it's detail that I need, like with times and dates and stuff like that, then I'll do it as a text.
yeah, same.
Because I'll lose.
And you can
I ain't got a
search.
clue which one it's in.
If it's something I need to remember, because you can keyword search. So I think all 6 of yours. I think
7.
if it's something if it's
7
something I
if you
need to
delete
remember,
one.
I'll wait for the next message, and I'm sure they'll probably message me any second.
Yeah.
But I always if it's something that I need to remember, then I'll put it in a text, because you can search, can't you, for keywords?
It's easy to find. Yeah. If it's just something like today, it's like, I can't do 7 o'clock. Are you all right to do 8? I know I ended up ringing you, but that would have been a voice note, because it's there you go. That would have been a voice note. Yeah. Ding.
Oh, look who it is.
Well, there you go. I'm too busy thieving. Right. So here's a question for everyone, including you and everyone in the chat. Do we keep this on this channel or put it on the other channel? Doesn't make much difference to me either way. I'm not bothered about having the 2 channels. Or would it work better just on one?
Depends, really. Because I mean, you could merge them, because you get, but then it's separating the 2, isn't it?
The 2 different things. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. 2 people have said
grow.
Well, the thing is, this is growing, because
it'll attract a different audience.
Yeah, no offense. Yeah, to attract a different audience. None of this riffraff that we normally get.
The same people in the chat still on this channel.
Yeah, watch them all just 0. Yeah.
No, it'll appeal to different. It'll appeal to different people as well.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Because like when we spoke to Simon and Joe and that, it's like with the other channel, that's known more for the paranormal side. Whereas this one, I just want to do a bit of everything, not just stick to paranormal, because Tommy's coming on in a few weeks. Tom, and you notice to put in Nicole and everyone in the intro, because no one ever sees Tommy, so now you get to see what he looks like every other week. But for those that don't know, Tommy used to do stand-up comedy.
Did he?
Yeah. So, but he was quite thingy with it.
Quite what with
What's the
it?
word? Like a bit risque.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, oh yeah, I acquired a gym towel from Simon. I had the alien wrapped up in it, didn't I? In the back of the car, so it didn't smash.
Oh, that's funny. You still got it?
Yeah, somewhere. Don't know where
I
it is.
mean,
Might
Tony
wear
and
it
I
to work
agree.
tomorrow.
It's funny. Tony always steals our clothes. Like she wears all of our like flares and our cargos and things like that. She puts all of our stuff on, and then she just kind of acquires it, and then
Yeah,
we never see it again.
gone.
So as soon as she says, "If you're not wearing that, Sarah, can I wear that?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's gone." Won't see that again.
No, that's funny. Yeah, so majority saying keep the 2 channels.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So it doesn't make any difference because StreamYard,
Mm-hmm.
I can have as many channels on it as I want. It's got like the Twitch on there, Facebook, Instagram, and all that. And so I can just change it at the top. It's so easy to do. So yeah, I'll keep the 2 and just see how this goes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But thank you everyone for joining in. We'll let you know when it comes up to the 30-second mark, as you'll find out. There's no way of not finding out, is there really?
No, we're now nearly there.
Yeah, don't forget, join. Are you on Wednesday?
Wednesday. Maybe. I'm at Emma's again on Wednesday. Wednesdays are really tricky because we go out with them because I'm at Emma's. Yeah. But I'm on Friday, if not Wednesday. Well, who's on Wednesday?
So I've got Rick Marshalla. He is a paranormal artist.
Oh, you've told us about this guy, haven't you?
Friday, someone Nicole's got coming on. There was out at an antique shop last night.
Oh.
So I'm just waiting for the name. I've not got any name or nothing.
Yeah.
So I'll speak to her on Wednesday anyway and get it done.
Yeah. Thing is, with Wednesdays, we like our carbonic nights. we literally
the weather girls.
It seems to be that it's like Wednesdays that go to Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays usually, or like I come back on a Friday, and at Emma's we kind of utilise our time going out with the rest of the girls, carbonics, hot chocolate. That's when we saw the Northern Lights.